What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Battle Spot Live. This is episode number 27, and coming into today, we are sitting at a record of 45-10 on the series. Last time around, we had a Machamp sweep, which was just ridiculous. I can't even say it with a straight face, because Machamp should never be sweeping anything, but yeah, we had some minimized shenanigans, and that was just rather interesting. So today, we're going to see if we can build off that and possibly get up to a 17-game differential, maybe. Anyway, as for the team here, we have our specially defensive Umbreon. We've got Mega Pinsir. It's a Swords Dance set. We've got Eviolite Golbat. Gotta love the physically defensive Golbat, so we can take Outrages and things from Garchomp. Relatively well, not great, but well. Then we have Assault Vest Machamp, Choice Scarf, Emboar, which is packing the Reckless ability, and Cryogonal, which is actually an offensive variant, so that should be a lot of fun. A lot of fun indeed. This is actually a really cool team that we're coming up against here. Serperior, Sylveon, Luxray, Alakazam, Blastoise, and Alomomola. And this is a Japanese player. You don't normally see anything other than just full tryhard teams from them, but this is pretty cool to see. I really like it. I like the diversity. I like the diversity. Now, Cryogonal just poops on half this team. Hidden Power Ground actually does a lot to Luxray, unless it's Assault Vest, which is not very common. Not common at all. It's not really a thing. I'm probably the only one in the history of the universe that's ever used Assault Vest Luxray. Freeze Dry just poops on Blastoise, because Blastoise can't kill it in one hit. Serperior dies to a Freeze Dry. Alomomola might die to a Freeze Dry. It's like bulky as anything, though. So it's at least a 2-hit KO, and Scald doesn't do too much. So I'm definitely bringing the Cryogonal. Anyway, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, but if you would like to show your support, you know the drill. You can click the like button. You can leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. All of that is appreciated. A lot of new subscribers to the channel recently, so if you're watching and you just recently subscribed, welcome. Let me be the first to say welcome. Hope you're enjoying your stay, and hopefully I don't annoy you too much. So here we go. Cryogonal versus Serperior. This is a good matchup for us unless it's physical, but everybody runs the contrary set. So I'm not too afraid. And I can take a Leaf Storm. So I kind of want to just switch out into Emboar, though, because I outspeed it and just OHKO it with Flare Blitz and don't take much from Leaf Storm. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take damage on Cryogonal just because it matches up so well against the rest of his team as he withdraws and goes into Blastoise. Did he really just predict that? Did I just get predicted? I feel like that's impossible to predict that, but anyway, okay. Because if he... Oh, you know what? He was predicting an Ice Beam. That's what he was predicting. Because Freeze Dry would have just easily 2-hit KO'd this thing. I kind of wish I went for that. Oh, well. I guess I can go into Golbat and get some prior damage off and then come in and either finish it off with a Wild Charge or a Freeze Dry at that point. I can't OHKO it with anything that I have. So I think going into Golbat is our best play here, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so my recording software cut out for about 90 seconds, which is really unfortunate because we missed some action. I guess I should explain what happened as we're going to Freeze Dry this Alomomola and hopefully 2-hit KO it, and that does a lot of damage. What is he going to go for? Soak. Soak? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, he had his Blastoise out. I brought out Golbat. He Water Pulsed me as he Mega Evolved. It didn't do too much, so I went for a Toxic as he Ice Beamed. I lived that. Then went for Super Fang the following turn. He killed me with another Ice Beam. And then I brought in Cryogonal to Freeze Dry him. And then he brought out Alomomola, and here we are. So that kind of stinks that it cut out so much time. Like 90 seconds is kind of a lot in a battle. So we are going to have 3 battles today. I'll throw in a bonus battle because even if it makes the video kind of long, I'd much rather have 2 at least full entire battles. Anyway, he is going to go out into his Serperior here and go for the Leaf Storm, which is now super effective thanks to that Soak. But it's still not enough to kill me, so I am going to get a Freeze Dry off. Unfortunately, I do lose my Stab because I'm now Water type. But, and we're going to die to Life Orb. But we're still okay here because we do have our Choice Scarf Emboar waiting in the wings. So, we are going to get a victory here. And that ended up being kind of a fast-ish first battle. Even with the 90 seconds cut out, it still was only, you know, like a 6 or so-ish minute battle. as we're going to finish him off with a Flare Blitz. I love Choice Scarf Emboar. The only bad thing is that you have to run a Jolly Nature just because he's so slow. And even then, you don't outspeed everything. So it might not be the most ideal thing in the world. But Superior is still pretty fast. I think it has like base, I want to say 113 speed. It's sitting at an awkward speed tier. But we still are able to outspeed that and get the victory there. So that brings our record to 46-10 on the series. So we have a chance to get up to 48-10 if we are able to win our next 2 matches. I'm really loving this team. I'm really loving this team, specifically the Cryogonal. I think that's my favorite. I really, really like Cryogonal. Just all variants of it. The defensive variant, I've used a lot more, but I've been starting to toy around with this Life Orb set, and I'm really enjoying it. Even though it only has Freeze Try and Hidden Power Ground, it's still cool. So this is a pretty threatening team. Pretty standard team. We see the Cloyster, which is probably going to be a Shell Smasher. We see the Aegislash, which, who knows what that's going to be. It can do so many different things. But the most common set at this point is the Subtoxic King Shield, which is a waste of an Aegislash, if you ask me. But nobody cares what my opinion is, so I'll keep that to myself. Just kidding. I just put it out there for everyone to listen to. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. We have Garchomp here. That's probably going to be a Scarf set, maybe? Scarf, Band, I don't know. Garchomp does a lot of things, too. It's usually offensive, though. The Rocky Helmet defensive variant is a lot less common. We see the Kangaskhan is going to be Mega. Talonflame, probably Sharp Beak or Choice Band. And that Whimsicott is a wild card. If I had to guess, I would say it's a Subseeder with Prankster. If this guy is real, he will have a Life Orb or Specs Whimsicott. But I don't know if he's that real. I don't know if he is, because he has a Mega Kangaskhan. So, I'm going to lead with Umbreon, because Umbreon actually takes on a majority of his team. Aegislash doesn't like taking foul plays. King Shield doesn't do too much. I have Heal Bell if he wants to Toxic me. Talonflame, Kangaskhan, Garchomp, and Cloyster all take a pretty hefty amount from foul play. Cloyster would probably be the only one that can take it somewhat well just because it has good defenses. But if it has a Focus Sash, we can break that potentially, so that would be nice. So anyway, yeah, we're going to lead off with Umbreon. And hope that he does not bring the freaking Whimsicott and lead off with it. That would be the worst possible scenario. So, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Whimsicott doesn't do too much to the rest of my team, so he might not even bring it. I would expect the Talonflame, though, for sure, because it checks Emboar pretty nicely. In fact, he's going to lead off with the Talonflame. All right, then. So here we go. Do I want to foul play? Part of me wants to protect, just because these things are so often choice banded that I can see what he's going to lock himself into. Of course, if I do that and he's not banded, that kind of defeats the purpose of the turn, and it's just a waste. But I would like to scout for at least the U-turn, because if he goes for U-turn here, he's most likely choiced in some way. The Life Orb and Sharp Beak variants tend to have some non-attacking move instead of U-turn, like Roost or Swords Dance or Willow. Tailwind is pretty rare, but they do carry it sometimes. So we'll see. We shall see. What are you going to do, Mr. Talonflame? I mean, Mrs. Talonflame? It's clearly a female. Clearly a female. Look at TJ just chilling there. He's like, why don't I get more action on this team? I've been on the team for 2 sessions, and I've been in a total of like 3 battles. So I'm going to go for the Protect here, like I said. What are you going to lock yourself into? He does go for the U-turn, so that means that he is most likely banded. And by he, I mean she, because it's a female Talonflame. I'm terrible with genders. I really, really am. I really, 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 really am. Unfortunately, I have Pinsir and Emboar, so I mean, I could just switch something in, predicting that U-turn again, but if it is the Life Orb variant, I just die. I mean, you know what? I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to say he's banded, and he's going to go for U-turn. And so I'm going to switch in Emboar, which resists that, and I should take just about no damage whatsoever from a U-turn, that is. If he goes for Brave Bird, I'm kind of in trouble, because Emboar will just die to that. Oh, this is not... I don't know. I was feeling pretty confident going in, but Talonflame is a problem. Talonflame is a huge problem. So out comes the lovely Emboar, and we see the U-turn again. So he probably is banded, and that does absolutely no damage whatsoever. Wow. That did nothing. That did 0. So he doesn't have the Life Orb. That doesn't mean he's not Sharp Beak, obviously, but I still think he's banded. I just have a suspicion. I have a suspicion. What are you going to go into? Garchomp. Go into Garchomp. You know you want to go into Garchomp. Or Aegislash, I guess, because... Well, no, that's not exactly a safe switch, because if I have Fire Blast, you're in trouble. No, he goes into Cloyster. I was not expecting that, because unless you have Hydro Pump, you are not OHKOing me with anything. And I'm Scarfed, so I may even outspeed after a Shell Smash. Just kidding. I won't. I will not, because, like I said, I am an Emboar with terrible speed. I guess we can just Wild Charge. And if he gets cheeky and switches back into Talonflame, that's going to hurt. And he might just do that, predicting a Flare Blitz here. I mean, I guess I could go for Stone Edge just to ensure the KO on it. But Stone Edge also has the chance to miss, and I'm going to have to hit 2 Stone Edges to kill Cloyster. So, yeah, I don't want any of that. He is going to switch out. He doesn't want his Focus Sash broken on this, I guess, if he's carrying it. And he goes into Talonflame. This might be an OHKO. And it is. Wow. Is that a crit? That's not even a critical hit. Emboar just destroying that Talonflame. For some reason, I was not expecting an OHKO, but that reckless ability coming through for us there. So Talonflame was a huge problem to this team because it could just come in and Brave Bird, Emboar and Pinsir, and I'd have to switch in Umbreon every time. So, yeah, that's fantastic that he switched it in there. And Wild Charge still does over half to a Cloyster. And he is going to go for the Shell Smash, which is fine because at +2, I don't think he can kill Umbreon with an Icicle Spear. I don't think he can. I think it's going to be close. I mean, if he gets a crit on any of his Icicle Spears, he does kill. I'm going to stay in here. I can't risk taking damage on anything else. I don't outspeed this, even though I am Scarfed. He's going to go for the Rock Blast, and he does connect. I'm pretty sure he could have killed me with an Icicle Spear there, because he's just going to kill me with 3 hits with Rock Blast, and he would get stab off the Icicle Spear. So, I mean, I know it's resisted, but still. So, Emboar goes down, but he did his job. He got a lot of damage off in this Cloyster, and OHKO to Talonflame, which is beautiful. Now... I could go into Pinsir too for the feint, but I don't think that would kill. And if it doesn't, I pretty much lose. Because I don't know what his other Pokemon is. I could still potentially lose, depending on what that last Pokemon is. But I have to go for Foul Play, and I have to hope that we can take an Icicle Spear. I think we can. We just have to not get critted on any of the hits, which I don't know. I don't know how likely that is, because we're talking about our luck here. And our luck on this channel is pretty bad. So we'll see. That did like 40 apiece. We should be able to take that. We should be able to barely take that. No crits. No crits. Oh, we take it with 3. 3 HP. Are you kidding me? And we get a crit just to add insult to injury. Wow. TJ coming through for us in the clutch there. That is as clutch can get. Unbelievable. Living on 3, getting a crit Foul Play. The crit obviously didn't matter at all because he had Shell Smash. But still, he's going to go out into the Mega Kangaskhan. We may just lose here. I'm going to Protect because he's going to Fake Out. So, I mean, I don't know if that really does anything for us. I don't think it does. He can probably just go for Return safely. There's no reason to even go for Fake Out. Because if I switch, then I just essentially get a free switch. No, he goes for the Power-Up Punch. That's not good. And with our lefties, can we take one of them? If we do, that's bad because he's going to get up to +2. I don't think we can. Like 27 HP. I think we just have to let this thing die at this point. I don't want to take any prior damage on Pinsir. Especially because Umbreon does nothing for us at this point. Yeah, he is just going to go for the Power-Up Punch, which is his best play. Thankfully, we die after the first one, and he doesn't get up to +2. But now we have a +1 Mega Kangaskhan at full health that we have to deal with. I'm pretty sure if he goes for return or double edge, I just die. I can't Oko this with anything. Do I outspeed this before I Mega Evolve? I don't think I do. So I think we just die. I think that's how this is going to go. So we're going to lose this match, which stinks because I feel like it's just a wasted Oko of a Talonflame. I feel like we played so well, and then Kangaskhan just comes in and kills everything. I guess I was going to need Emboar at a relatively healthy HP to take this thing on, because with the Scarf we would outspeed it and we resist Sucker Punch. I don't know if Superpower would be an Oko. I would think that it would be because it's an Emboar. But, I mean, I had no way to know that this was going to be Kangaskhan waiting in the wings. I should have suspected it because everyone brings Kangaskhan when they have it. But I was kind of hoping it would be like Aegislash because Pinsir can take it on relatively well because Earthquake doesn't get the Key Shield drop. And yeah, that does so much damage. That brought us all the way down to 21 HP on the first hit. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I mean, if... I don't even know what to say about that. That brings our record to 46-11 on the series. We do have one more match. So that just pretty much, I don't know how to say it. It like encapsulates the brokenness of Mega Kangaskhan right there. It's so ridiculously powerful. I'm so happy that it's not in the singles meta anymore. It was a disaster when it was there. It was on every single team and it just killed everything. United States. All right, somebody from the US. That's cool. Florida. Never been to Florida, actually. So we have Richard. He's got a pretty cool team. Very cool team. Hitmonlee, Charizard, Dragonite, Magnezone, Leafeon, and Quagsire. So the Quagsire probably works wonders for him on Battle Spot. Unaware is a beautiful thing because everybody just tries to sweep. So that Unaware probably comes in handy. Now, looking at this team, I want to say that's Charizard Y. Just because he has a Leafeon, and that could be Chlorophyll, and that could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. Let's see. Pinsir does a lot of work against this team. It takes out the Hitmonlee and the Leafeon. And if that Magnezone is Magnet Pull and not Scarfed, we can just kill it with an EQ. So that's cool. The Feint could be necessary if we have to deal with the Chlorophyll Leafeon. I'm going to bring Emboar as well, because that also kills Leafeon and Magnezone, and it kills Hitmonlee too. I mean, unless it's an Unburden set. Cryogonal should Oko Quagsire with Freeze Dry, because Quagsire is 4 times weak to the move, and Dragonite should get 2-hit KO'd by Freeze Dry, unless we break its multi-scale, in which case that should be an Oko. So I'm thinking Pinsir, Emboar, and Cryogonal. Do I want to switch any of those things up here as we have some time? I'm so indecisive. I'm so indecisive. I'm just going to go with what we have. Ah, this music! This music! I'm so happy that I unlocked a bunch of different tracks, because these are freaking awesome. They're awesome. Richard is issuing a challenge, and he... Oh, never mind, not he. We are going to lead off with our Pinsir. And he's got Hitmonlee. This is not a good matchup for you, my friend. This is not a good matchup for you whatsoever. He could be normal gem fake out. And I'd be okay with that because Feint might still just Oko. Because Hitmonlee has absolutely garbage physical defense. It's like base 40. It might even be lower than that. It's really bad. It is really, really bad. Pretty decent special defense though. It's like base 110 or 100 or something. Something usable. Now the question is, do I want to try to switch anything in on this? And the answer to that is, I think, a no. Our best play might just be to go for a Feint. And that's what I'm going to do. That is indeed what I'm going to do. I think that just Okos. So we're going to see Mega Pinsir finally put in some work here, other than just die or not come to a battle, because that seems to be what it does every time it's on the team. He does go for the Fake Out. It's going to be boosted by his normal gem. So we need to hope that... We really need to hope that Feint kills. I do not want a Hitmonlee at +2 speed just running around, because it will sweep through our team, most likely. And I don't like that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of getting swept by unburdened Hitmonlee without getting any damage. So we're going to go for a feint. And that is just an Oko. That's not even a crit. That's stupid. That's legitimately stupid. That's a base 30 move. Just Okos. I know it gets boosted by Air Late. And we get stabbed. But still, the fact that it's a base 30 move and it just Okos from full health is disgusting. So Charizard comes out here. You do not outspeed us. Because you're base 100. So I can just return you, and you might die if you're Charizard Y. Which I think you are. Yep, he's Charizard Y. This is going to do a lot of damage. So either this Charizard is going to take like 90% and then kill us, or it's just going to get OHKO'd. We're going to see. There's the Drought. The sunlight is harsh. And so is our Aerolate, yo. And yeah, that just dies. It just dies. Mega Pinsir is stupid powerful. I can't even believe that. Wow, okay, and he's got Magnezone. If this is Scarfed, that could be an issue. But he's going to have to lock himself into a move. He is Scarfed, and he goes for the T-Ball. We're dead. We're not taking that. Not from a Magnezone. And it's a crit. I don't think that mattered at all. Pretty sure we were going to die to that anyway. We don't have the best bulk, and Magnezone has like base 135 or something. Special attack, so yeah. But we do have the Sunlight working in our favor here. We should have this match under wraps. He's locked into T-Ball. That doesn't Oko, Emboar, or Cryogonal. So we can outspeed and just Flare Blitz here. If he's sturdy, he will hang on with 1 HP. And we'll have to do one more turn. If he's Magnet Pull, which most of them are, he's just going to die. Yeah, he was Magnet Pull. I guess he could have been Analytic too. That's possible, but that doesn't make a lot of sense with Choice Scarf. Typically, you see them running the Magnet Pull to trap things like Ferrothorn and Scizor and Fortress and just Oko them with HP Fire. But anyway, that is going to be a victory for us. And that brings our record to 47-11 on the series. We have one more episode with this team. And so far, what, has everyone gotten a kill? I think everyone has gotten a kill but Golbat, who just narrowly missed a kill on the Blastoise. Not that you saw that on screen or anything, but hopefully the bonus episode made up for that, and hopefully we don't have this issue again on the episodes coming up. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. And until then, game on.